Good morning, everybody. My name is Bobbie Richardson. Today, we will be doing a little bit of tarot, and there'll be a general reading, and then afterwards I'll do free chat bar readings from the people in the chat bar. And if you want a one-on-one reading, there's a link down below. So we'll get into this. I have been given some pretty powerful channeled messages this week. I'm going to turn one of them into another video, and it is all about empowerment at the moment. So that's the messages I've been receiving, and taking our power back. So I'm going to read this message out, then I'll get into the tarot, and then we'll see what happens. So the message that I wrote this week was, many are in survival mode, but just to survive is insufficient. Humans are supposed to expand and explore, create and thrive. You are not a victim. You are a powerful individual born to change what doesn't feel great. You have it within you to shift your reality by accepting this power within you and never again allowing another to dictate what you should put up with. The choice is yours. The moment you accept this is the moment you can change your thoughts and use your imagination for your own benefit. Yeah, there was a whole heap of other messages that came through while that was coming through. Allowing another to dictate. You have it within you to shift your reality. So most people don't even realize, I'm not saying that you guys don't, but most people don't even realize the power that they have within them. And when they don't realize that they have this power within them, it can be used against them. And the biggest power that humanity has, one of the biggest powers that we have, is something that we have has obviously been shunned throughout society over the last hundreds and hundreds of years, or thousands of years, thousands and thousands of years actually, is our imagination. And that is because our imagination, in the power of itself, especially when we are all focusing on the same game, we can shift everything. And that's why they collectively, how they program you is to collectively get you together to be focusing in on a fear game or something that they want to bring in. But we have that's our power, right? It's just been used against us. So this week is all about remembering that we do have this power. Then there's this acceptance of trusting others and where they are. But the thing is that they keep telling me it's got nothing to do with anybody else. It's got to do with how you feel about you. And that ripples out to everyone else anyway, because humanity in their own right actually wants to have the same things. We want peace. We want to be able to be free to do as we wish, and we want to have adventures. We want to explore. We want to find new things. So there's a lot that's exactly the same. We want a security. We want our own support. We want support from our outside world. That's sort of it's all the same thing. You can break it up into different businesses and different things that everyone wants to explore, but it is the same thing. So if you really see it from the value of that, you and what you're producing from the inside out and using your imagination for your own benefit is helping and benefiting the whole in the end. There was a dream that they brought up, but I'm going to bring that up on Thursday because I know there's going to be some major channelings going on about this whole topic. Yeah, and even more so, the video that I got is to help awaken other people, the video that I'm going to be putting together this week. So, any case, let's get into the tarot for fun and see what, well, it's serious, obviously, but I'm saying that I have fun doing it. Let's see what story develops out of the tarot as well. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Cherie. Hey, Diane. Good to see you guys. We'll see what happens now. Wow, there's quite a few just kicking out there, so that's good. So not surprised to see that one. Okay. 9. Wow. Okay. Oh my God. Talk about power. See, I love it I love that, how the reflection just happens, right? So we have the first one we got was the 9 of Cups. Actually, they're telling me that this one dropped out first. Judgment card. I didn't actually take much notice. A Judgment card came out, and this is really where the whole of humanity is at the moment. We are literally in alignment with judging who we are. It's like they've said to me before, it's like a mini death. It's like you're dying while you're still alive. And one of the first things that happens when you pass over is that you see your whole life before you. And when you see your whole life before you, it's because that you're feeling into all the things that you realized you were lacking within yourself. And all of the things that you feel you could have changed that you didn't because of that lack. You start to have this reflection come back at you so that you can understand, oh, that's why I did that. Oh, that's where I allowed somebody else to take control, and that's where I've got to take responsibility for that, and all of this sort of thing. So there's this kind of judgmenty thing happening. And as we're alive and we are like going through this death while we're alive, and that is to shift us up into this other vibration. We have to address things as we go along that we were lacking within ourselves, because we don't want to take that with us into these higher frequencies. We want to be able to really face them off, judge them, and let them go, and then move forward. And with the other card that fell out, was the 9 of Cups, which is, I'm just getting a feeling from that. So 9 of Cups to me is abundance, being rewards for those that, this is what they're telling me, rewards for those that have done the work, reaping rewards coming in. And it's interesting that it was one of the first cards, because I actually put it up as the first card next to the Judgment. So it must be, I really feel with this empowerment happening, they want us to take our power back, because before we get the rewards coming in, because if we get the rewards if it goes the other way around, we get the rewards coming in and we still feel we don't understand the power that we have and what we can do with those rewards or those outer manifestations, then we end up falling back into the same loop as we did before, where we're giving away our worth to others because we feel that they are more worthy, or that we feel better about ourselves if we give it all away, or whatever it is. They want us to make sure that when we do bring in these rewards, that we actually have that we actually move forward with the power of ourselves and accepting everything that we gain as our own divine right to hold and to use and to benefit for the whole sort of thing. Next to that card is the Magician's card. Look at all these power cards, right? The Magician's card. One of the powerfulest cards you can have when you know how to use this power. I mean, this is the best card I could have probably pulled for empowerment, because the Magician knows how to yield everything around him. He knows how to work with his body, mind, spirit, soul, fire, all the different elements, water, all the different elements. He knows how to bring in what he needs in the moment for what he's moving towards, and what to let go of, where to focus all of his attention. He is a high-end manifester in his reality. He is the kingdom within himself to be able to produce whatever he wants. He doesn't go up to anyone and ask them, can I manifest that? He takes full responsibility for what he does. They're bringing me to this part in Lord of the Rings where, I don't know if you guys have seen Lord of the Rings, but there was this part, or was it The Hobbit? I think it was The Hobbit, because it was Gandalf. I think Gandalf is the wizard's name. He walks into the little hobbit house, and he wants the hobbit to go on a journey, and the hobbit's saying no or something. He wants him to go find the ring or something like that. The whole point of this story is that he gets really, really angry because he can't control his outer world. And then he sits back and goes, whoa, 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 that's not the way to go, because he realizes his power isn't within the anger of forcing something to happen, because he is a magician and he manifests, but he's not in full understanding of everybody's reality in that moment. He doesn't know exactly how everything's going to play out, and he has to have this faith or this trust that everything will play out in its right divine timing. So for us to try to control our outer world means that we already have a lack within us, or a lack of respect or lack of trust within us on how we're moving with our inner world. So yeah, they're bringing that up to make sure that this is another lesson for us to understand the power within us doesn't come with trying to manipulate anything outside of us. It always, within the magician's world, comes within them, and an acceptance of they need this object, or they need this in this moment, or they need to move this in this direction, or they need to go talk to that person in this moment. They know exactly where they're supposed to be in the right time, because they're coming from an inner power. There's an inner dialogue within themselves of understanding that they're in the right place at the right time for producing the world that they want in the end, or the reality that they want in the end. But if they wield with their power with anger, then they are out of control. That's what they're trying to say, out of control. So to manipulate an outside reality it's okay if you say no, as in putting up your boundaries, but to actually go in and manipulate something just because you think it's going to be easier is going to come back and slap you in the face. I hope you guys are understanding that. It's more of an inner journey than an outer. Like, he will put up his... The magician will always put up his one and defend himself. He will put up his one and say, no, this is where my boundaries are. But he won't go in and manipulate somebody else's reality for the benefit of himself, because that is not in faith of who he is and how the world reality works. He will move through his life understanding that some things need to fall away and some things don't, for him to be able to produce the world that he's actually moving towards. I'm not sure if I'm actually making sense here, because I feel it within me, but I'm trying to bring out the words at the same time. The last card, I'll leave that for now, because I have a funny feeling that the channel messages that are going to come through on Thursday are going to be more in line with that. It's like they're giving me these newer understandings of our power, but I haven't integrated them yet. So we're going to go with this. It's like we're all going on a journey together. Let's put it that way. Okay. Page of Coins was the next one. So this is stepping into a new us of abundance, a new reality, realizing that we can manifest what we want, but there's naivety that comes with the page. So when we finally, oh my God, I got that I really desired. I mean, let's just put it into a simple context. You win the lottery all of a sudden. Oh my God, I've been wanting to have enough abundance in my bank account or whatever, so that I never have to worry about money again, never have to worry about bills again. That's my desire, right? So then you go out and you just move along, and then the next minute you have this real pull to go get a lottery ticket, and you get the winning numbers and da-da-da. And then boom, they ring you up and they say that you've won. And you've all of a sudden got this money. The Page of Coins is reminding me that because it's all new, there's a new vibration that comes with it. There's a new understanding of taking the reins yourself, of the power that you have now that you hold. There's also the feeling of whether people are going to come towards you and start to be graspy, and whether you've got enough power within you to say, no, here's my boundaries, that's it. How you're going to deal with it with your partners, all that sort of stuff. They want us to work that out before we actually bring in the manifestation. So before the power actually comes to us and we actually bring in that power, and we are that power, that now, if we can work that all out and go, okay, where am I lacking within myself that I can't be responsible for this full money? Because it's never going to come in if I don't, or this full whatever it is, or this business, or this empire that I'm creating, or this, whatever it is. Where am I lacking within myself that I feel that I can't be responsible for it entirely? So Page of Coins to me is reminding us the vulnerability that comes with the power when we haven't done the work before. That's why they are really wanting us to empower ourselves. And as a soul person, and whatever comes to us means that it is your responsibility for you to divvy out how you want it to be divvied out, or you want to employ people, or you want to, how you're the one that's in charge, right? And that power that you have, even if it is that you want a simple life and that you've always wanted to manifest, a country cottage out in the woods somewhere, and then you're with your partner, and your partner's like, but I wanted to live by the beach. And then you've got this whole kind of, and you haven't even looked at that. And then all of a sudden you win a house that's, or you inherit a house that's in the woods somewhere, and you really, really want to live with it. But then you're like, oh, it's okay, to your partner, it's okay. We'll sell it, we'll go by the beach. And then you still haven't got your manifestation. You give it away, you let it slide. But that house might have been on a specific point that you needed for your empowerment, for who you are. And maybe it was that you needed to tell your partners that it's time for you to take what you need, especially when it comes to empaths, especially when it comes to people that are high-end, people that are givers and sharers and all that sort of stuff. We need to say what's right for us now. This is the moment that we start to take our power back for that. Okay, what else have we got for these tarots? It's funny because I had a whole other message in my mind, but not bringing that up at the moment. So it's interesting. I will definitely be bringing that up for Thursday, though, which is empowering the whole of humanity to work together. Okay, what else have the tarots got to say? Focusing. See, the burden card came in upside down. So when we do empower ourselves and we actually have what we want, we need to let go of all the burdens that here's this person. He's carrying this person. He's saying to himself, well, I don't want to take responsibility for where we're going. So you want to take, you've got that in your mind that you want to take responsibility for where we're going. So I'll just carry you. In other words, my mind and where we want to go is not as worth of what you say you want to go. And that's not the way to move through this world. These people should be standing side by side. And then if this person says, no, I really have a gut feeling that we need to go this way, and this person says, no, I'm going to go the opposite way, then let them go. Let them go. Let them go do their thing. You know what? If you're supposed to come together, you'll go around that mountain and come around the other side and meet each other anyway. But on the way, on the journey, this person would have found this, and this person would have found this. And neither is exhausted. And neither is feeling superior. So they're all feeling equal, and yet they've had the guts to actually split up and go on their own separate journey for a while so that they could actually find the gifts that they needed for themselves so they could empower themselves even more. And the crow on the top is somebody who's just crowing, I'm just it, I'm just it. Hello. Which is just representing this person saying, I'm the speaker, I'm the one that tells you where to go. We've got to stop with this whole burdening ourselves and letting other people dictate how our life's going to be happening. And the other card that came out was conditioning. And to stop being, look at the power of this lion. He is an absolutely powerful lion. But he's hiding amongst the sheep so that he could fit in, so that the sheep won't be scared of him, so that he could have friends, so that all of this is relevant to you and your journey. But you are the lion. You are the power. You are the one that knows a little bit more than others. You see a different perspective. You're the one that could even become the guide to the sheep. I mean, obviously, in the other world, in nature's world, the lion is can eat the sheep at any moment, but he can only eat one sheep at a time. And usually, even in the wild, there is a certain kind of what is it called, when things work together. And when things work together, it's the sheep that's dying that really wants to leave this planet or leave this plane and become the lion in its next life, wants to be eaten by the lion so that it has this chance to become a lion. It has the bravery to be able to surrender itself to the lion sort of thing. So there's power in all of that. But that's another story. We're talking about the power of ourselves and how we can actually move through our reality by taking off the pretend cloaks, the pretend masks, the pretend everything. We are who we are, and we have this certain ability within us to empower ourselves through that and understand, well, I'm more than what I've been pretending to be. I was pretending to be that so that I didn't stand out too much, but now I'm gonna stand out. I'm gonna be the one that flies in the dream. They're bringing me to my flying dreams, and I know I've said this a couple of times before, but I used to have flying dreams where I would hide. I was always hiding that I could fly. I could always. And flying is meaning that you overcome all your problems, that you're stepping into your freedom, you're stepping into your power. But I used to hide that all the time. So every dream I had when I flew, I was hiding, or I was bringing in people that could understand me and I was teaching them how to fly, one or the other. But now I just fly in front of everyone. I don't care who sees me in my dreams. I just fly in front of everyone. Hence the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm being authentically me. And this is me, authentic. This is how I speak. This is how I think. And I constantly get channeled messages all the time. And not everyone can understand me. And that's just the way it is. So, and they want you to take that power back for yourself as well. Hey, Info Entertainment. Glad you're here too. Hey, Life is a Bowl of Cherries. Good to see you. Okay, what else have we got coming out? I'll show you. Ooh, everything wanted to fall out all at the same time then, but I will definitely take these two. It's funny, we've got all these empowerment cards when it comes to the tarot, and then with the Osho, which is all to do with the lessons, we have these lessons. So we have the two cards here that come out for the Osho cards. The next one is the outsider. And the outsider card is, to me, it represents somebody who's behind the gate. So here's this powerful lion or innocent child, or the power within the innocence of ourselves, feeling locked out and abandoned because the people that were the parents, the teachers and all that, they didn't see your true value. They couldn't see your true value because they were lacking it within it themselves. And so the innocence within you, or the child within you that had all this understanding of more of this world, that you have gathered life after life after life, even if it was as a guide from another planet or whatever, or doesn't matter. All the information that you know of yourself to be and who you are and where you are at right now is a collaboration of everything that you've brought in from other lives that you've experienced. And so here you are, this beautiful child that's absolutely empowered, come into this reality and ready to share your heart, your gifts, see the world as an adventure, show people freedom, how to bring the freedom back and all that sort of thing. And the people in charge of you didn't understand you because they didn't see it within themselves, but they were meant to be the guides for you because they were the parents and the teachers, and they could only guide you in the path that they already knew about, which was already being conditioned by society for you to fit in. So now they're saying, stop being the outsiders. Recognize that all you have to do is flip that little lock over there's like a bar there, but all she has to do is flip it over. He doesn't even have to unlock that key. That gate can easily be swung open, and beyond that gate is this beautiful array of colors that he could just walk through and bathe in and feel really good about himself. But he has to, the little child within us has to do it. Excuse my throat. Okay, sometimes does that in the morning. And then we have a projection card, but it's in reverse. So finally, we're stopping the game of seeing the worst in others and taking responsibility for how we feel and changing up our feelings in ourselves of, I'm not going to see the worst in others. I'm going to see within myself that I want to be happy, that I choose to be happy. And then watch everyone outside of you reflect that. So instead of projecting the worst scenario, see that instead of projecting, see that you are, they're showing me like giving me a feeling of like you are, I don't want to say disease because this sounds ridiculous, but you're the one that makes everybody else turn happy, because disease doesn't really work for that. It's not really the right name for that. But it's something that shares. It's something that spreads. It's something that goes wildfire out from your heart, from who you are, and it actually affects everybody around you. Is what they're giving me the feelings, but I'm trying to put it into words. So yeah. And projection and card in reverse is only seeing your projections, only seeing your the holes, the lack within yourself, the worthlessness, and all of that. And then someone will come up and they'll say one thing to you, and you just react because you already got it in your reality that's how the world's going to work with you. And they could have been saying it in a jovial way or jokingly way or something like that, and you're not seeing that joke, you're only seeing it as an attack. That's what projection is. So the opposite of projection is, I've taken my power back. I'm no longer projecting outward to anyone. I'm just being the happy me, and then watching everybody else come in and seeing their happiness within themselves and aligning with that, and everyone else let them go. Okay. So these are all to do with all of this is to do with empowering ourselves. No longer being the burden that carries everybody, taking off the cloak that's conditioned us, realizing that we can walk through the gate of innocence and into our power, and no longer projecting ourselves out to the world of all of our wounds, but bringing ourselves back into our happiness. Yeah. Okay. Infectious energy. Thank you. Life is a bowl of cherries. I love it when the chat bar helps me out with the words. That's perfect. Love that. Love that. Yes. infectious energy. Okay. Yeah, because a lot of how I channel is that they give me these feelings of knowings, but I don't always have the words that go with it. Every now and then they'll give me a word, and then I'll go, where's that word even? Is that word even a word? And I have to look it up. I've done that quite often because my vocabulary isn't very good when it comes to English. Okay. So much of my vocabulary has actually come from them. Tripping up over my words today. Okay, we do have one card that's fallen out. We have the truth card. Tell the truth. Integrity is the key to living an authentic life. And your truth could be things that you don't make you feel comfortable. Speak it out. Say to people, that are around you, I've only put up with that because I love you. Things like that, like really speak the honest truth. The one thing I always did was speak my truth with my children. I really told them straight up exactly from an energetic point of view what was going on so that they could have a better understanding of why I did certain things. And I think that's valid for ourselves, and inwardly bring it back and turn it inwardly on how you're speaking to yourself. Be honest with yourself. If you feel go, okay, I feel there's still some more work to be done there. And then you can, if you accept that, then you can ask for how to get yourself out of it. But if you don't accept that, if you say, no, I've already done all the healing, everything's been perfect, blah, 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 in your head, no healing, that's just a squiffy moment, then you will never ask the universe to give you the actual true answer of how to clear it. And sometimes we have to go deeper, but it's always worth it. I can tell you that one thing. The truth within yourself will always, it will bring in other people that you can rely on, because your truth and speaking from your heart and who you are will be mirrored with other people that are doing the same thing. I'm just going to turn this heater off. It's a bit hot in here. And tenderness came up as well. So being very gentle with yourself through the whole of this. On the card on the bottom of this pack says, have a good cry. Grief is a doorway to your deepest self. So in other words, be tender on yourself, but also release what's needing to be released. Go through, it's not ever going to be a straight line. And I think that's what humanity is looking for, this perfection in the end. But if we don't have the ability, we have the ability to cry. That's what we gave ourselves so that we could release, and we could purge out and over crazy emotion that we didn't want to. If you hold it within you, you tense up all your muscles, you tense up things, you become sick within yourself because of that tension within the muscles and so forth, and you're not in alignment with the truth of who you are, and then you are reactive, then you do project towards others. So if there's days that you need to have a good cry or whatever, or be tender on yourself and go and nurture yourself with a bath and stuff like that, or whatever you need to do, go and do it. This is not the easiest transition. So to be here and to have this transition happen is an absolute amazing journey. It's going to be an incredible adventure. We're going to see a lot of changes, and that's because we're in that change at the moment and moving to, but we are now learning. It's almost like we've been plopped on the other side of some really crazy ass story, and then they're saying, now go create, now be empowered, now see your worth. And we're all like, what? We haven't even felt any of that through much of our life. It's pretty much been a struggle of trying to figure out who we even are after being programmed so in-depthly by others. So be gentle on yourself and trust in this whole process as you go along. Okay, I'll pick one of these cards from Alice in Wonderland, and then maybe an animal card, and then we'll get into the free chat bar readings as well. Hey, Liz. I feel like this reading has been all hickle pickle, but it's okay. Yeah, it's because this is all new for us. We are literally the page of coins at the moment, just trying to figure it all out the right way. It's interesting how I even did that. I never do that. So I'm going to take these cards. I was shuffling them, and then I just grabbed them with force and just pulled two out, and I didn't even think about it. So here we are. We have curious, discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosities. And it came in reverse. Sometimes we have to go into the loopiness and the crazy side of ourselves to really find out who we are. When you're in fear of being seen as crazy or losing the plot or whatever, it has a hold on you, and you can't use that curiosity within yourself to adventure into a new you. It's important to allow you to, lose the plot a little bit in the respect of not as an anger or anything like that, but just be a little crazy with your world. Shake it up, see what happens. And then we've got, who in the world are you? Getting to know the new you. Come on. Like I just spoke about this, didn't I? And then I just grabbed the cards and reaped these two out. Being curious and curious into the adventure of your reality, but also we are we're literally in this place at the moment of discovering the new you. But if you don't shake it up and try a little crazy and do a little weird and speak a little, okay, it doesn't make sense at the moment, but I'm still trying to work it out kind of thing. If you don't do that, then where are you going to find your power? You're just going to be the same person as what you were before, and you haven't even discovered anything different within yourself because you're too scared to look a little bit like a fool in front of others or whatever. Just do it. Just be that. And then you can step back from that and go, okay, there's my boundary with being a little crazy. And I know now that this makes me feel good, this, and this doesn't. And, we have to stretch ourselves a little bit into something that's unknown for ourselves, to find the new us. And I put the cards upright, and on the upright, on the bottom of the bunch was right in front of us as well. So the right way, learning to create what you desire. The right way isn't necessarily a straight line. It's not what we've been taught logically, that it is, something that you can look at and go, well, that's exactly how it has to be for everybody. We are in our own space trying to figure out our own way. That the frog was actually the prince, and anyone who told her to go kiss a frog, she would have just gone, yuck. Why would I want to go kiss a frog? I will look like a fool for kissing a frog. It's slimy, it's revolting, but then there might be a position that you're in where you literally go and do something a little crazy, and it brings you into the right way. It shows you a different path. It shows you where you could actually take this. Like, for instance, going out and talking to the trees for a bit. meditating and actually speaking out some words to them and seeing how they respond. Trusting that thought that you had that you were talking to your cat, trusting the messages that you're getting, speaking something out that you thought, maybe you shouldn't in that moment, but it will shake everything up in the family and you end up clearing a lot more, a lot quicker, that sort of thing. Yeah, I liked how that worked out. That was really cool. Just take a sip of tea. I do one animal card and then we will get into the free readings in the chat bar. This reading was absolutely perfect for me. Just told my son that I don't even understand what the words giving away your power means. You explained it so well for me. That's so cool. See, we're all here helping each other. Like people in the chat bar are helping me. We're all here helping each other. We all have a piece of the puzzle and we step into our empowerment and then we gather and we help each other. And I love it. I love this game when it all falls into place like that. That's so cool. Okay, here we go. And it's so good, Sheila, that you actually said the truth to him as well. Isn't that's fantastic. Okay, and because of that, you ended up clearing the path for the answer to come. Animal cards. Do you have a message for this week? Yes, you do. Okay, we have the Heron card, which is patience. I swear this word is one of those words that everybody at this moment, especially now, is like, how much patience does one need? I mean, I'm 56 and I'm like, I've got a lot of what I've wanted to manifest, but there is still so much more that I do want to bring into my reality for the benefit of all and for the benefit of myself and my family. And so patience, constantly, right? Create a place in nature and nature's stillness. Oh, I like that. And be renewed. Take time alone and find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring rewards. Okay, so I'm really starting to get this feeling of the power of patience. When you're truly patient, you're no longer grasping for anything. You're just being present and enjoying the moment that you're at. And there's power in that because in grasping for something, you will never actually reach it. It's kind of like when you say, I try to hold your hand. If you try to hold someone's hand, you'll never actually hold it because you're trying. The trying is the word that's mainly given to you by the universe. So the universe is saying they're trying. So the trying will always be just trying. It will never actually reach the point of holding hands. So when we're patient with everything and we're just sitting in stillness and we're just accepting where we're at and we're enjoying our life in the moment, then we are actually opening up all these other possibilities that we can see for ourselves of which way we actually want to go. And if you've already got it in your mind, this is the way that I want to go, then it just lights up, like you'll see the right road and the right place. But if you're impatient and you're grasping for everything to happen, you'll be grasping at all the wrong things and all the wrong paths, and then you keep on showing yourself that you never get there. There, I see the value in patience now. I understand. That was very cool. Okay. So I'll do a couple of free chat bar readings for those in the chat bar. I'll get my chat bar tarot deck out. I could use these ones. I'll use these ones. Okay. Anyone who wants a reading? Yeah. Sheila's first up. Yes, please. Okay, Sheila. Okay, so for Sheila, we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, but it's in reverse. So I'm really feeling like you're letting go of a lot of burdens at the moment, letting go of a lot of what you thought was going, how it was going to all work out, and realizing that everything that you were lining yourself up for how it was going to work out was actually holding on to. It actually had a lot of things attached to that scenario that still needed clearing. And so every time you move forward, it didn't seem like you were moving forward. You were being dragged by these things that you needed to let go of. But now I'm seeing you starting to see the bits, the things that you need to let go of, and they're telling me to go and, you know, into a space of your own, and say, I'm going to get to the root of this issue. I want to find out where it all came from. There's something that was, they're saying triggering you, but I'm actually seeing it as a trigger, as not as in a reaction, but more of a triggering you as in a not going, like moving through mud, or not actually getting where you really wanted to go. And it's like they're saying the final bearing. I don't even know if that makes sense. The final thing, or the final something, it's, you've come so far, so don't see this as that you haven't. You have, but it is something to let go of now for you, in this moment, for you to come back into empowerment of yourself, and also to remember, they're showing me the Page of Coins again, to remember when you actually do clear this, you're going to feel a little vulnerable, a little new. It's like you're stepping up into a whole new step. And it's going to feel a little wobbly, because all of a sudden you're taking your power back, but then how does it actually work? And so there's a whole other game that comes out from this in the end. So it's going to be it's a good thing. Everything that's happening is what is going to be worth it. Rebirth. I don't know whether to take that or not, but they're telling me to take it. So 6 points. Rebirth. Okay. Rebirth. Okay, so there is literally a rebirth here. So we have the 6 of Coins in reverse, giving and receiving, but rebirthing into something, because there's a Wheel of Fortune that came in, and that's in reverse as well. You know what I'm getting from this is for you to, like, we're always moving and we're always changing. But when we fixate on the move and the change, we tend to bring it in, a lot more of it, into our reality, instead of just sitting in the, okay, I have got to a certain point where I can see certain rewards coming in, and now I can allow those rewards to be part of my reality, instead of jumping straight away into the next thing that you need to clear. They want you to sit in a calmness of yourself, and acknowledge how far you've come, and not be so in a hurry to jump into the next challenge or change, or what is it, just because the Page of Cups, because there's something for you to sit in for a while, so that you can, it's going to feel a little, it's almost like if you go through a change, and then all of a sudden you have an alignment with yourself that can bring in an emotional abundance for yourself, where you feel really good about yourself. But if you're constantly going, as soon as you change, oh, okay, I've done that, now I feel vulnerable in this shift. So instead of feeling into the vulnerability and allowing the gifts to align with you, you're jumping into the next thing to change. And so you're never actually aligned with finding the true value of what you just shifted. It's great that you can shift that quickly, but to align with the value of what you shifted means that you can go back and go, okay, now I need that. Like it's like you're not banking the gifts, and so you're just shoving them over there and going, okay, I got that, but not actually enjoying it. And life is all about enjoying. This life is all about having this time where we can actually sit under the trees and breathe and be feeling really, really good have moments where you just feel so good about and so juicy about yourself. They want you to feel into that because there's a power that's coming to you for that. Anyways, so that was a full-on reading for a quickie. Debbie. Oh, that's cool, Sky. That's yeah. If any of these readings are reading for you as well, please take them because yes, absolutely. Sometimes we're going through similar things, especially when we're all grouping together. So actually, everything that has been read for others is pretty much for everyone. But yeah. Anyways. Hey, Celtic Seer, good to see you. All is one, good to see you. So we were reading for Debbie. I really think that card is yours. So we have the Five of Wands, but it is in reverse. Okay, the Five of Wands in reverse, and they're bringing me to boundaries. How we set up our boundaries and how we empower ourselves with them by catching. When we know our boundaries, we can catch them before they come into full velocity and end up becoming a big hoo-ha where everybody's fighting everybody. To set up our boundaries so that we can go, okay, I can see where this is going. Just hold off here and say it very calmly. Okay, now this is where my boundary is, so I would prefer that not to happen. And like speaking your truth and being, that has power. Like for someone if someone came up to me and was like, boom, I don't agree with what you're saying. This is how I am, and I feel, and the feeling empowered. Yeah, it might make me feel a little, okay, at that moment, but I'd walk away and go, wow, that person really stood their ground without any anger, without any fight, they just knew who they were. And I have this kind of a feeling of respect for that person. This is where we find our respect. We find our respect by not shouting and being silly and all of that sort of things, just by standing and speaking our truth in the moment. They're actually bringing me to when you go into Parliament and then they have all those discussions and they used to show them, and they, before all of this hoo-ha happened where everything's breaking up, and now there's actual real true stories coming into those places and people standing up for themselves and bringing up what they need to bring up, which is them being empowered. But they used to be bickering, and I used to watch them as people in power going, they look like kindergarten people yelling and screaming at each other. They weren't in their power at all. We're all learning to become very assertive within our power, and I feel that with you. There's something with you that you're learning to stand where your boundaries are and stand up for yourself. Okay. Jennifer has got the Moon card, and that even came in reverse. It's a lot of reverse cards coming out at the moment while we're still seeking or finding our true power. Moon card is the illusion card, seeing behind the veil, starting to see things that were hidden are coming to light for you this week. It's something that's coming to light that was hidden. A true value of yourself, and in reflection, even manifestation coming in for you. that you never thought, you didn't think was going to happen. I think that you've been yearning for it for a long time or for a while, and so it's going to be healed or unearthed or the veil's coming off it. Something's coming into light for you. That's for you. Oh, great, Debbie. That's so cool. Glad that that's helped. Mary, I need some silly. I love that. I do too. I need some silly too. Sometimes I'm too serious, especially with all these messages that come into me. I get too serious and I do need to do silly. Okay. Uber, thank you. I understood that immediately. Thank you for your wonderful channel and beautiful insights. You're very welcome. Okay, who else have we got here? I also want to read for Sky. Yeah, sorry. Sky. Oh, that's interesting that I got distracted and I wasn't trusting myself then. Just feeling with you. Are you trusting yourself? Make sure you trust yourself over everything else. Trust in oneself is so important. Only you know who you are. And there's power within that, because you can't support what you don't trust within yourself. They're bringing me to messages that I would have received years and years ago, and then I reread them and go, what? That's similar messages to what I'm getting now. And we're talking decades ago. And I'm like, man, I look at myself back then as this not trusting who I was back then, because I didn't trust myself. So be careful with your own faith and self as you move along. They want you to support everything that you get 100%. So look at this faith card that came out for you in reverse. And you also have the 10 of coins in reverse. So it's faith in bringing in what you desire. When you know 100% that this is yours, that this amount, this whatever you desire is yours for the taking. This is your journey. This is who you are. You are allowed to have abundance flowing into you. When you have faith in that, that's when it comes in. And what happens when we have faith? We no longer try to do anything. We no longer even need to even have it in our thoughts anymore. We just know. It's like somebody, the universe turning around and saying to you, I'm going to gift you $100 next week, and the universe to you is your best friend. And so your best friend, if your best friend said, I'm going to give you $100 next week, then of course you're going to believe them, because you believe in your friend, right? Like, you see the outside world as your best friend. Have faith in who you are and that what you're magnetizing to yourself. You don't need to fight for this. This is yours. So say that to yourself. I don't need to fight for it anymore. It is already mine. This is the empowerment of who I am. And just being me is enough. Just me being born is enough. That sort of thing. Okay. And Celtic seer. Also, if anyone else wants to be a monitor for me, put your hand up. All of you guys I know, so if anyone wants to be a monitor, just say yay and I'll make you a monitor. Okay, who else? Because I do need a few people who do come in regularly. So we have Celtic seer. Literally see you standing still for a while, like just stay still for a while. There's something it's not preparing, it's just acknowledging you at the moment. you acknowledging you at the moment and just being present where you are and no longer needing to strive for anything, no longer needing to go anywhere, do anything. Just, it's not saying that you don't. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just saying that there's a feeling of not needing to, because there you will find the sweet spot within you that with whatever you do take, wherever you do go, whatever you do say, it is going to be from a place of alignment with your stillness of yourself, which is your empowerment, and that will move you forward even faster. So let go. That's showing me everything within you, letting go, like breaking away everything and just bringing yourself into this harmony within yourself of stillness. And that stillness within you is the power that you're going to produce in the end, because you don't need for anything, and you're just power. So yeah, literally this week of empowerment is empowering you. Yeah. Okay, I've got to go because I've got to take my daughter to the train station. Just realized the time. So guys, love you heaps. Until next Thursday, I'll see you channeling, and next Tuesday another tarot. And someone suggested that I do some more channeling, so I might do another day of channeling as well. So that might be 2 days of channeling and 1 day of the tarot. Love you guys heaps. Mwah. Bye.